Hey guys, this is Hidden Matrix and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video we're going to be drawing Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's going to be a classic version of Sonic today in this drawing tutorial, and it's going to be the Sonic CD opening and closing animation style, also known as the Toei Sonic from Sonic CD era. So basically, if you want to draw this, you want to make sure, if you're on Clip Studio Paint like me, that you have your brush size at 10. I'm using a tool that is free on the Clip Studio Paint store for you to download. So it's perfectly fine to use it as it's free and it's an official one, so that's why it's pretty good for a pencil tool, and I really like the effect it gives off as a pencil, as it makes it look really good like it would be on paper. And talk about paper, if you guys are drawing on paper using a pencil, make sure that you have a rubber and a ruler for any measurements. In case of that, that'd be great, of course. And I would recommend you use a pencil over a pen, because if you use a pen and you need to rub out things, or get rid of errors, and you don't want errors, it's going to be hard to do that, isn't it? So having a pencil would be advised if you're on paper. So without further ado, step one will be drawing the body, so constructing the body and drawing things in, and we'll slowly add in details as we go. So with this, what we want to start off with is the head. So the head is going to be a circle, so simply just draw a circle around, and this will represent the white area and the muzzle area for this. So you have your eyes in here and your muzzle in here, and it's very rough right now, but that's perfectly fine. Then for the body, we want to add in kind of like go out a little bit wider than what I started with, but we'll go out from here. I'm going to go and curve a nice kind of circular shape, almost beanie shape to the body, and then that'll be for what his stomach is in as well, and that'll give us an idea of how his stomach will look like. And what I'll do is just go in and add that a little bit further out, and then rub out all those lines. And then once we've got that, for the legs, what we're going to do is, for doing legs, I like to have a kind of a middle point. So to do a middle point, I like to add in just a stick, and that will represent the middle of the leg, hopefully, if we get the proportions right, which we most likely should do. So something like that. And then for the next leg, what we're going to do is just going to go down over this way. I'm going to curve it down. You kind of want it kind of similar lengths. And doing a line across, obviously this is why you'd have your ruler, and you can just move that one a little bit more down, and you have something like this. And for the head, what we're going to do is, now we've got the body, we're going to add in like an axis point for where the head is going to be facing. So it's going to be facing forward with a little bit of a tilt down. So we're going to have it like this across, and this will represent like where the mouth area will be, and sort of where the white area will be for the eyes and stuff, and like that. So that's okay. So we've got something like that in for our proportions. It's looking crazy right now, but it will define and get detail eventually. We've just got to place everything down, so then we can then draw the detail without too much issues. So what I'm going to do now is go around the stick leg we did with a circle, and this is going to represent the inside of the sock. And so let's go around, and this side it's kind of an oval circle shape on this one, a little bit more thinner and stretched out than the other one. The volume is slightly different in this shape. And then I'm going to go on the outside, and what we're going to do now is just do simple shapes. So this is going to be like kind of like a cylinder, 3D cylinder shape. So with this curve off the bottom of that, and we go and just I'll give that one a little bit more curve and get rid of the lines we don't want. I'll try and make this not as scruffy as possible, but I don't want to spend too long on drawing things, so I want to try and get through as much as possible. So the less I draw and get to the point, the better. So we've got this. What we're going to do is basically similar on the other side. Go out with that one a little bit more. Then we're going to go and curve it. And I might have drawn things a little bit too big, but I can always resize it. To make sure you guys don't overdraw things and make things too big, make sure that you've got enough room on your paper to add in details like spikes and the feet. So try and make sure you've got a good amount of space, and I will just resize mine down a little bit more so I can go with something like that I'm happy with. Right, so that's okay. And then what I'm going to do now is add in kind of like a simple shape for the shoes. So it's kind of like a triangle shape I'm going to try and go for with this. And so we're going from this side, and then we're going to go on the other side and add in kind of like a really curved off top to it. Something like that. For now we'll be fine. Once we've got that, we're going to go on this side. And we're going to go and curve that edge, and then we're going to go round and then go and curve the top like that. There's kinds of curves inwards and then goes back out for that there. And what I'm quickly going to do is just going to go and move this one a little bit more down, because it does face a little bit more down compared to the other shoe. It's a little bit more further down. So just keep that in mind. So now you've got that, what we're going to go and do next is we're going to add in the belly of Sonic. So we're going to go over this side and then go and curve it off on the other side, and you should have something like this for the belly. And underneath, just by here, we're going to have a little tail, kind of a little upside down triangle there for the tail, and that's okay for that. So we've got all that, and now we can start adding in the detail for the heads before we do the arms. So what I'm going to do for the head now is draw in the muzzle. So with the muzzle, we're going to go and go from here. I'm going to go and curve it round, and I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to go curve it back up and do the same on the other side. And you should have something like this, and that'll be okay. And then we're going to curve it on the bottom as well, and connect that all up, and that'll be grand and good for the muzzle. All good there. So I'm happy with that, and just make sure that the top has been okay, and I'm happy with that all the way around. So we've got something like that. Now we can add in the eyes. So the eyes, what I'm going to do, the white eyes, is going to go curve that up, and I'm going to go round. And with this, it's going to go down, and what I'll do is just go slightly more down with this one, and then we can shorten this one a little bit, and go and do a bit better for us there. As the left, the one we're going to be doing now, it looks like the left, but it's more is right eye even, is going to be curving upwards, and it's going to be higher than the other one. To keep that in mind. So we've got this, going to curve it round, I'm going to go back around like that, and something like this, and then we can go and just make it a bit easier for ourselves. And what I'm going to do is just going to bring this one down a bit, since looking at the gap between the eyes, I need to make sure that I've got the right gap and everything I'm happy with. So just something like this for the eyes will do, and I'll get rid of all the unnecessary lines that I made. And you have something like this. And then for the nose, what I like to do is like a little circle. So we're going to go around the middle point there. I'm going to go up this high with the nose above the muzzle line. I'm going to go and curve it back round. And it's going to then eventually connect. I'm going to have it like that. And in the middle of the nose, by the end of it, it's, like there's always a glow on Sonic's nose. So we're going to just draw that in now. In the nose there, should have something like this. You can colour it in even if you want to as well. Something like that for the nose. And so we've got that. What we're going to do now is draw in the mouth. So with the mouth, what we're going to do is go from this point. We're going to do a line down. And we're going to do a simple line across, down like that. So it's like a sideways T almost there for his mouth, and that's okay. And what we can do now is add in the eyes. So the eyes, we're going to go and curve it at the bottom as we go downwards. And we're going to go and curve it back up like that there. And then on the other side, we're going to go and go from here all the way down to there. And then we're going to go and on the other side, we can even go and do it from the top to the bottom, or you can do it from the bottom to the top, whatever you find easiest to draw. And connect that to something like that. And then once we've got these, we're going to add in now the white glow on the eyes. So the white glow, similar to doing it on the nose, so it's just simply just do just a line across, and then you can just fill in all that's below it there. Just fill all that in, You've got the white eye inside that eye now, and that's coloured in, so that's good. So we've got that. What we're going to do now is we're going to add in the white glow on this side, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than the other one as more of the eye is showing. And we're going to go this way like that, colour in everything underneath, and that is okay for that part of the eye. And make sure that the edge is a bit more curved as well, because he's got quite curvy eyes, quite curvy animated eyes, and I am happy with that for the head. Now we've got that, what we're going to do now is start adding in a little bit more of the head now for like the ears, and then we go and move on to the spikes. So we're going to start on this side, the left side, Sonic's right side, and so we're going to go around the edge, and then eventually we're going to go and draw in his ear. It's going to curve in to about there. Then you're going to do a triangle inside this ear to represent the inside the ear for here, and it's like doing a triangle inside of a triangle for this, something like that, and that's okay. And then once we've got that, let's imagine there's an imaginary line going through this ear, so you want to try and get the curve gradual and exact, and start carrying on the line that we were drawing before the ear. And what we're going to do is eventually we're going to go and curve off a line. It's eventually going to meet at the top. I think I've just about got enough space, but like I say, always make sure you've got enough space, and the line just goes a little bit ahead of this line. If you were to do a line up here up to there, you know, you'd have it kind of meeting around that point, and kind of want, if you're doing a line across, to have it finishing off around that point as well, which is okay. So we've got that. We're going to draw in the next spike, and that's going to go outwards. Make sure that's a little bit more down that line, and curving it out, and we're going to go curve it back in. And if it helps, you can always go from and do the bottom first to meet in the middle, so you have an idea of what the middle will look like. So what I'm going to show, what we can do now to make this a little bit easier, is with the spike, we're going to go for the bottom one. We're going to go out, we're going to go back in with this spike as well, and we've got that. Then it makes it a little bit easier for us now to add in and connect the second spike in there, getting the right lines and the kind of the right look to it. And we want to make sure that we have enough space as well for the ear. So we've got this, happy with it, it's looking great so far. So we've got this, and what we're going to do is go from about, let's say, do a line up here, and you'd have it go from about here, the ear, and then so we're going to go and curve this down, and I'm going to go curve it like that there. So we've got something like that. His ears are like an angle, kind of curving downwards, and then what we're going to do is go from here and do similar to what we did before, and it's going to be another triangle within a triangle for ears. For all Sonic characters, it's always triangles within triangles for ears. So you do like a triangle shape for the top of it, and then do the triangle inside, and you have the ear for that. So we've got something like that. That's all good. And then all you need to do is finish off with the head by going back over to here by this his right ear. I'm going to draw in a spike that's showing that it's quite an iconic thing for Sonic. This, and it's always been a favourable design for me. If I was designing my own Sonic, I would always have a spike like this or something like that, whether it's a modern Sonic thing or, and I would even add sort of little kind of things like that in between spikes for. That's from the Boom Sonic design if I was doing my own Sonic as well, but that's not on this design, so it doesn't really matter right now. So we've got that. You can look and you can have an idea of how it is, and what I'm going to do is just move mine down. So now I know the bottom and the top of the drawing now, and that's okay. And what I can do is just go back to the top and make sure that is nice and pointed really, and we've got a nice point there and sharp points on the spike. And that's all good. So something like this, I'm happy with it. So once you've got all this and you're happy with how it's going, what we're going to do next, now before we draw in the arms, we're going to now go and draw in some shoulder spikes. On the back of his body there's some shoulder spikes, so we're going to go and connect that there, and that'll be okay. So it's just a sideways curvy triangle, and then on the other side we go from here, go outwards, and then we're going to go and connect it like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start defining the body a little bit more now and adding in a little bit more line detail. What we'll do is we have a little line there, we're going to rub out, so there's a gap in between the top of the body and where the spike is, and same on the other side. So rub all that out, and I'll now get cleaner lines and get the right line. Of course, clean as you go, and try not make it as scruffy as mine. Try and take your time on this. We'll move on to the legs once we've drawn in the arms. So with the arms, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go from this point here, and I'm going to draw in like what we're doing, like noodles. It's like a noodle arm, and for the middle of the point, you know, draw in the middle like we're doing the legs. So for that side, and then on the other side, it would be from about here. And yeah, I'm going to curve that one a little bit more down there, so get rid of that top line, and then connect that little line to that a bit better. That's good. So you've got something like that, and if you want to make it look a little bit normal and doesn't look like there's arms coming out of his head, then you can go and like around these two circle points, you can kind of like connect and do like a shoulder bit just below the mouth, and you can kind of see there's a shoulder in it if it makes it look a little bit better for you guys. But I'm going to keep it as the reference is showing for me, and keep it like this and how I'm showing you. So we've got that. What we're going to do now is go and do what we did with the shoes. So we're going to go and do like a circle overly shape around it to represent the inside of the glove around the wrist, and on the other side you go up and do a circle around that, and once you've got that, should be okay, and that'll be all good. And what I'm going to do on the top side is actually just I'm going to reduce that top line, as that was too much on the top for that one, and then yeah, the bottom one is okay, and we'll get rid of that top line on there, and yeah, the other lines for the other one was fine. So we've got something like this, and then what we're going to do is go back to the left arm, and we're going to go around this, and then we're going to go and do a line down like cylinder shapes again, and it's then going to curve that off over here and have something like that. And then on the other side for this, going to go around the edge for this right arm, and then we're going to go and do cylinder shapes kind of things across, do two lines across. We should have something okay, and then just connect that and curve that edge. So you got something like that, and that's okay. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can kind of get an idea of how big my arms and hands are looking, and how big to make my palm of my hand, my base. And so we've got something like this. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and curve this and do something like that for the palm, and that'll be okay for that, and that'll represent where everything's going. So down here you'd have the thumb, and then you'd have like the fingers kind of things, and so on, and eventually you'd have a full hand. So I'll get back to that once I've drawn in the palm on the right side, since I'm kind of multitasking here, doing both hands at the same time, kind of shifting between each one. So with this, we're then going to go and curve and do like a bowl shape almost around, and it's like a squash ball almost for the palm. For the palm you can either do squares or you can do circles. That's perfectly fine, as you tend to get a perfectly good result no matter how you do it, really. If you're doing it with squares and triangles, I guess it just depends on how the character is and your personal preference. So we've got something like that. What I'm going to do now is add in kind of a little bit more of the hand detail. So I'm going to now draw the thumb in, and it's going to be like this. I'm going to go and curve it back up. It's going to meet that line we did. I'm going to go curve this top line, and then it's going to go downwards. I'm going to go the downwards line, diagonally going down, go slightly out, so a little zigzag, tiny little zigzag out, and you're going to curve that to get it a little bit straight and curve right round the little fingertip, and then I'm going to go move this line upwards and draw that like that, and then once you've got something like that, we'll then draw in the second finger, so going across with this finger. We're going to then at the end of it, we're going to go and curve off the edge and the fingertip and go across, and eventually we will then curve off this top line, something like that. And then for the third finger, we're just doing a line downwards like that, as it kind of cuts like behind the second finger, as the second finger is kind of in front of it really for that. And once you've got that, you've just then got a little kind of arch shape on the top kind of thing there for that, as that's like the little pinky finger there, something like that. And then what you want to do is just rub out everything inside of here, the lines like this. Just get rid of all those and try and get rid of a few of those lines, and you should have something similar to this. Always clean up as you go, as it helps to find the details you need, and that's okay. So the hands, alright, I might resize the hand, I might just readjust the hand later on depending on how the legs turn out and how the body is, but for now that's the kind of shape and how the hand is looking. So try and make sure that your hand looks the right size for Sonic's body as well when doing it. And then going to, once you've done that and you're happy with your left hand, we're going to now add in the details on the right hand. So with the right hand, we're going to go a diagonal line down, I'm going to go across, and then I'm going to go and curve this down, the thumb, the fingertip, well, the thumb tip, and we're going to go and curve this around, and then you're going to do like a backwards C shape almost to curve this, and going up diagonally, you've got this. I'm going to go and do like an arched shape, and it's going to be for the finger, and then you curve in that fingertip, and then go up. Sorry, it's scruff, but you're getting the basic idea of the lines, and no matter how much rough it is, I'm trying to do my best to show you. Yeah, trying to be as quick as I can, like I've been saying. So you got that, and then what we're going to do for the top is we're going to go and do something like that for this. Just diagonally going up, as we'll add in the glove wrist detail a little bit later on. So now we've got something like that. What we're going to do is go from about here, go down and slightly curve that out, and you've got the fingertip, so we're going to curve it round, and then we're going to go and curve it up, something like that, and then it's going to have like a little diagonal line across. And then for the third finger, what we're going to do is go down and a gap like that there. For that one, that's okay, and that'll be the third finger, and you just rub out everything, and that's the hand, that's the second hand done, both hands done. So something like that, and make sure, like I say, make sure you got the proportions right and that you're happy with it, and it looks okay, and everything's good. So you've got that. Then what you want to do is add in 2 lines either side of this arm, that noodle arm we did, and so you've got something like this. You're going to go and curve this down like that, and you thicken the arm and give it a little bit more depth now. So we've got something good like that. And then what we're going to do is go on the bottom side here and curve this, and just slightly a little bit on the top. You should have something similar, and try and keep your arms the same size for both arms, so you don't have one massive arm and one really small thin arm. Got that, and then just rub out everything inside of it, and then you can see what everything is looking like really for that and the arms. So with the gloves, what we're going to do is going to go and curve this around, and something like that on the top, and then go back around on the other side, and we're going to go a little bit wider out on that top, and eventually we're going to go and curve it in like we did on the other side. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to go down like that, and then like across with this, and then on the other side we're going to go like that and curve and connect it up to the bottom of the glove. You should have something like this, and that's all good. And once you've done that, you can rub out everything inside that, the lines you don't need anymore. And then what we'll do is go to the right wrist glove and start shaping this up. So with this, we're going to shape around it and have something like that going in. Then on the bottom side, we're going to go and curve this one off, and we got that. And then we're going to go and do something like this, curving it. It's a little upside down curve for that. That's okay. What I might do is just sort out that bottom line, make sure that's okay, and I'm happy with that. And then so we've got something like this, going to go and slightly just go a little bit more in on the hand and have a little bit more of a point to the end of that in the middle of it. You're curving it like more inwards, the hand. And then what we'll do is we're going to go and connect it up to that there, and we should have something like that for the arm, and that should be all good. And I'm happy with it. You can zoom out and see what it looks like, and if you're happy with that. Now we can focus on the legs now. So with the legs, what I'm going to do now for the legs is I'm going to go on this side, and I'm going to curve in. His legs are quite noodly and quite bendy, so try and keep a nice gradual curve with it, and don't really need like bendy like kneecaps or anything, you know. So it's just like just one leg that has a consistent line to it from the top to the bottom, and then rub out everything inside of that, and then you should something like that, and you can kind of see the distance between the leg in that one. Then on the other side, what we do is do the same. So with this, go and do the bottom of this. My line's a little bit thicker, so that's why it's going a little bit near to the one that we have with the middle point. So, since I drew a few too many lines for the middle line. But then we're going to go around and curve this off, and we can go and curve it nicely there. I'm happy with that. So then we'll rub out everything inside of that line out, and you have a nice clean line and something good there I'm happy with. And then just make sure this is all nicely cleaned, and we can get rid of a few unneeded lines at the bottom there, and clean up the drawing and get the right lines we need that we're okay with for now. What we're going to do now is draw in the sort of the detail to the socks. So with the socks, what we're going to do is going to go and curve off this, and we'll curve it around, and then we're going to go down like that, and then we can curve to around about the middle point there, and we're going to go back up. So the line we had before was pretty good. I'm happy with that. Then you can start on the top and work your way down. We can go from the bottom and do this, and so we're going to curve this in like we did on the other side, similar. And then what we'll do is we'll then going to go slightly diagonally out and then curve it back in and connect it up to that there. So you got that for that sock. Then on the other sock, we're going to go from this side, we go and curve this out. So we're going to go and just a nice little curve there, and we can just make sure we got the right lines on this, and lines we're happy with all the way around. So we've got something like that. And then what we're going to do on the other side is going to go outwards and back in, and we go across this line, and then around out here it's going to go upwards, diagonally up, so we get rid of that bottom line underneath. And then what's it going to do is going to go up like that, and then what we'll do is go back to the top over here and curve that around, and something like that. It's okay, and that's all good. I'm happy with that. So you've got something for the socks there, and I'm happy with. So once you've got something like that, what we're going to do now is start adding in detail on the shoes. So what I'm going to start off with is the strap. So the strap's going to start off, the white strap is going to start off curving around here for the top line. And then on the other side, what we're going to do is kind of do a little line. It's going to curve upwards, and then it's going to curve down like that, And then we're going to go and do the bottom of the strap. Just do a nice gradual curve similar to the one we did, and then we'll connect it to the bottom line down there. And then what we'll do is we'll go up with this top line and then just curve it and connect it up there for that, and I'm happy with that. So once we've got something like that, what we're going to do now is the bottom line. So with this bottom line, we're going to do just a nice little line across. I'm going to curve the edge of this and then go to somewhere like that with it, and then we will do a nice line across and curve it, connecting it to that part of the shoe there, and that is good. So I'm happy with that, and we can now go in to rub out all the unneeded lines. And try and not rub out things and bash and knock my mic all over the place. I'll respect your mic, my friend. My microphone. There we go. So we've got that for that shoe I'm happy with. So once you've got something like that, what we're going to do next is draw in the next shoe. So what we're going to do is start off with a line like that, and to make sure you've got the back line so you know where you're going with this. And with this, what we're going to do is going to curve this line. I'm going to go and do something like that for this. That's okay. So you've got the top strap line there for this, and then on the top we've got a little line going downwards, and then it goes a little bit up and then across. Once you've got that, we'll then add in the white strap, and you want to kind of keep it similar size to the one we did before as well. Keep that consistency, and you've got something like that. So then we can just go and connect this up here, and what I might do is just go a little bit more out wider really with this, so there's more red space, which makes it a little bit better. That's all good. So we've got something like that for this, and I'm happy with. And then once you've got something like that, what we're going to do is we're going to curve off this shoe. So we're going a little bit out wider than this line, and then we're going to go curve it down to this bottom line over here, and then we're going to go and curve this around gradually, and eventually we'll get to a point where we can just go and do a straight line, and I'll just rub out any unneeded lines that feel like they're in the way. So you can also go from here, and you'd then eventually curve and connect them together also as well, if that's helpful. And then we've got something like that, so we'll just get the line on the bottom there, and you can then see the size of your shoe and see if you're happy with it. And what I might just do is I'm going to slightly I think I'm going to get rid of a little bit of space in between here, so I'll quickly be back to you guys once I've sorted that out. So all I did with the shoe is pretty much just shorten the toe area really, and just give this curve a little bit out wider and make it a little bit more gradual curve. So what I'm quickly going to do, just to finish off before I start cleaning up the drawing, is I'm just quickly going to change the size of the hands so they're not too big and they kind of fit the drawing size. So guys, as I finished everything, I just did a little shuffle with the hands and just moved the head a little bit, and it's not too much of a big difference, just had to shorten out the hands a little bit, but everything's fine, everything's there. It's not like I'm redrawing things that I've shown you how to do. It's just, it's all there, it's perfectly fine, and it's all good. I'm really happy with how this drawing has turned out. So yeah, I hope you guys have been able to learn a thing or two with how to draw this, and have a really good Sonic CD Toei Sonic style opening cutscene of Sonic the CD version game, Sonic CD game. I hope it looks great, and I hope you've been able to have a really cool Sonic to draw. So off camera, I'm gonna go and clean up this drawing. I'm going to improve the lines, the pencil lines, and I'm going to shade it off camera. So once that's all sorted, I'll come back to you guys and we'll be ready to colour the next drawing, as I'll also draw a line art version ready to do the colouring. So guys, once you have completely gone and cleaned up your drawing and improved the lines, and you have a nice neat sorted drawing and there's not any roughness to it now, and it's looking all great, you should have something similar to this, and you can go and shade it to have something like this as well, as I've decided to add in a bit of shade to the drawing. And what I'm going to do is also do a colour time lapse as well, so I'm going to show you what the drawing looks like if you shade it and if you colour it. So I'm trying to cater towards two different styles, and if you are able to colour it, then be sure to stay and watch the time lapse and see how that goes, and you can follow it along. You can slow down the time as well, since the time lapse will be probably a bit quick, so if you need to keep up with it and know how everything goes, then you can slow it down in the settings by like the quality settings. There should be some speed settings as well there. So without further ado, it is time for the Toei Sonic CD color time lapse. There we go, guys. This is Sonic the Hedgehog coloured Sonic CD, Toei Sonic style, and I'm really happy with how this drawing is. I really like the art style and the look of Sonic in this picture, and I really like how it's come out, and I think I've followed my reference very well, and the colours look brilliant and just makes Sonic stand out a lot more from the paper, and really bring him out and bring him to life. And that's great. And I guess if you're bringing things to life, you're doing something right. Especially with it being a cartoon character, you always want to keep your cartoon character as animated as possible. But of course, it's a static drawing, and I'm happy with it all around. And I hope you guys really like the drawing, and if you've drawn the same picture, I hope you've come out with a really good Toei Sonic CD Sonic the Hedgehog drawing. And hopefully you've also picked a few tips and tricks up with this, and if you're drawing a different picture but need a style like this and to learn something from this style, so you can do something with this style in a drawing of yours, then I hope it's been able to help you this drawing tutorial, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to hit that like button. That'd be very much appreciated to show your support on this video, and if you liked this drawing. And if you're new around here and you'd like to see more drawing tutorials from me, or Minecraft Bedrock Survival World series Let's Play, then be sure to hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss an upload as soon as I release a video to the channel. And also leave down in the comment section below suggestions of what you'd like me to draw next. Maybe a different Sonic style, or a Sonic the Hedgehog character, or anything really. Be sure to leave that in the comments, and maybe one of the suggestions one day will turn out to be something I do in a video. I also have an art playlist on my channel and a load of different how to draw tutorials in the description below, and you can find a lot of different tutorials in the channel. If you look at the videos, at my latest videos, and especially my most viewed videos, you'll definitely find lots of different art styles and many different ways to draw Sonic the Hedgehog. So if you're interested, be sure to check them out. And also in the top right hand corner, there will be an eye logo kind of thing that you can hover over, and if you press on it, you should see some options that show you some suggested videos that I've chosen for this video, if you'd like to go check those out also. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, wherever you guys are from. Stay safe in this time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!